Hello, Friday people. Welcome to the Olive Fabric 5 modded playthrough that I've been doing for a few weeks now. I believe this is day 10. I might have that number wrong. Not day 10 in game, but the day 10 of us doing the stream. My name is Joel Duggan, if you have not figured that out already. And we have settled in the Highlands biome, and I finally, last stream, came up with this design for the shape of the top of our house. So I've got some plans and I've got some blocks selected as well. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Normally I don't play this outside of streams at all, but I decided to set up some AFK stuff just so I can get some resources. But you can see kind of like what we're going for with the top part. That's going to be black. Netherrack was just what we had for design. Just kind of like for scaffolding and stuff. So I'm hoping to put like some sort of balcony on the top of this roof. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll show you the blocks that I've chosen. But on the way back up, you'll see we have to take care of a few things. We've got a wool farm now. This is what I wanted to set up to AFK at and get some blocks. Because the wool that we're going to use is actually what we're going to build this out of, which is strange. It feels like a strange thing to do, but this is a really basic wool farm. So this minecart's just going back and forth, collecting the wool from these guys. Whenever they eat, they get sheared. I think our shears are still, yeah. I mean, there's lots of durability left. Oop! I hope I didn't mess up that minecart. No. And so far, we have a lot of wool. I only AFK'd for a couple of hours. So this is plenty. And we could always come in here and break one of these pieces of glass and maybe dye them a different color, which is probably what I should do now that I think about it, because I definitely have enough black. Maybe we should switch them to a different color wool. Maybe white wool would probably be the most efficient. So let's go look for some white dye. Mick Screwgun is here, subscribing at tier 1 for 10 months in a row on a 10-month streak. Ahoy, ahoy, how goes everyone? Happy time zone to all. Thanks very much, Screwgun. Good to see you. Good to see you. White. That's white. I have enough. Look at that. Does anybody know if I dye the sheep when there's no wool on it, does that then change the sheep? I don't know this. Do I have to wait until the wool shows up? Well, first off, I have to get lower. Yeah, it looks like I have to wait. Well, that's annoying. It didn't use the dye. Am I not? Maybe I'm just not close enough. Can I do it through the corner blocks, maybe? No, unlikely. Here's a fun thing. You can actually remove chipped glass blocks without silk touch, so that's cool. About to say find out. Yeah, I think you have to, they maybe have to be different colors. Anyway, we have a couple of sheeps here that we can dye. Yeah, that seems to happen quite quickly. I should probably breed them up. Give them some privacy, yeah. I hear you. So, this is actually a wool block from Chipped. And this is quickly becoming one of my favorite block mods. And so we put this, I think it was in the stone, I think it's in the masonry bit. But if we pick this up, it is wool, so... Oh, no, that's not where it goes. Where? Carpentry? I don't remember what block I had to put it in. It might have been the botanist workbench. I don't really remember. We're going to find out, I guess. Yeah, it is really nice. I agree. So we're going to take a few stacks of this. I installed another mod called Smooth Transition, and I think it's called Smooth Transition. And what it does is it shows you, maybe not in this interface, but when you're moving stuff around, it gives you like an animation, which is nice. So if I put wool in here, nope, not that table. Wasn't glass blowers. Is it carpentry? Nope. It must be the botanist table for wool. That makes sense. It's animal based. No. How did I make that then? Let's find out. Shipped. Loom. Wool. Looks like logs and sticks. Sticks. Logs. That makes sense, actually. Let's just put you... That is cool, but also ugly. It's not going to stay there. So, I don't remember what that is. I think it's this one. Yeah. So we're going to do... The black blocks are really hard to see. You kind of have to do a few of them. So that will help us with the top, I think. This is going to be a pain in the butt to remove. So let's just do maybe the front first. But it's got the right vertical kind of like detailing that I was looking for. Now here I want to have a door. 2, 3, 4, 5. I always forget that I can use the Digus Maximus when I'm like removing stuff that I'm building. What else is there for wool? We'll check it out when I go back down if you want. Yeah, wool is usually a really odd looking texture. I agree. I don't really use wool for much. I think carpet is the only time I've used wool in vanilla Minecraft. I don't know why my pick block doesn't work though. That I find really annoying. Like it works for the netherrack, but it doesn't work, or now it works. I don't know why. Yeah, see, like now it's not working again. So it's almost like you gotta pick a block that's vanilla first, and then it starts to work again. going to be really dark, but I'm okay with that. Oh man, yeah, Obsidian. There's a few things that do really benefit from the Digus Maximus thing. What I like so much about that mod is that you can cater it to be, you know, a little bit more vanilla. Like you can make it a little easier, you know, if you need to. Where's my floor level here? This is floor level here. See, it worked there. Weird. So I don't know what we're going to do for windows and stuff in the rest of the build. Oh wow, that was a big chunk. I also don't know what I'm doing for a floor. So I want that to be the door to the patio. But as far as this goes, we could do like little thin windows maybe? I think that could look good. The color of this block goes well with the wood underneath. It's very modern. Yeah, thanks. That's what I was going for. What I was going for. I don't know if I want a single block corner. Learned my lesson in the modern city to try to make buildings with double thick walls, but I don't think I'm going to do that here. While I've got the tree, I think we'll use that to get down. And I might back up and just take a look at this just to see how it's looking. Squishy netherrack, yeah. I forget how useful netherrack is for scaffolding. Yeah, we're really not going to get the full look of it until the netherrack is done. But I feel like that I might have made the window, the door here is a little bit too small or not centered enough. Might have to make it go a little bit farther to the side. And I can't see the windows. Yeah, that'll probably work. I feel like that'll probably work. Unfortunately, if I want to use connected glass textures, I have to use vanilla glass. All of the chipped glass that I've seen all has borders to it, and the connected textures mod that I have installed doesn't seem to work well with chipped, so guessing supports later? No. Cantilevered. Rebar concrete. Modern technologies. Also Minecraft. So I don't know if I want to stay dark with the floor on the second level. I guess we should probably stick with it, or at least see what it looks like for a chunk. Unfortunately, that is vanilla Minecraft texture just colored. So the other thing we could do is look at either dark oak or spruce. And there's that animated thing that I was talking about, which I think is really cool. And we can go to the carpenter table. So we could try something like that. Or even like that. Can I change these back, by the way? Yes. I also don't know if I can turn these into slabs. I might not be able to. I think that's about all I like. I mean, that's a possibility. And someone was asking about the wool as well. I'll also grab this, so... They do just kind of give you the same patterns in the different textures. Now, if I try to turn these into slabs, do I get... No, they have to be blocks. What if I make slabs first and take the slabs to the carpentry table? Well, that's an oversight on the chip mod, if you ask me. All right. So basically this has to go really well with the black. That's kind of what we're looking for. Are these directional? I don't know if they are. No. Does not look like it. I think we have to go with spruce. I think that the dark oak is a little bit too dark. I'm inclined to go with these here. Now, we do have the chisel refabricated mod. I'm not a big fan of how that mod operates, but some of the textures are actually quite nice. Which mod is that from, did you say? It's in the spreadsheet. I added it today. I will recognize it when I see it. It is called... I don't remember off the top of my head. Smooth swapping. Smooth swapping is the name of the mod. So with this, and we do dark oak, we've got similar stuff. There's that's the other thing I don't like about this mod. We've got that kind of a thing. Spruce. Let's do half of that. Let's grab. This is the walls we have right now. And then there's also... They don't have as fine a texture as crude vertical. Yeah, smooth swapping is the name of it. Well, that one connects. Whoa. Mixed screw gun. That's why we need to finish the floor. think I prefer the spruce. I don't think I want to go as light as oak. I think spruce is probably the best way to keep with the palette of the building. So out of this, I feel like this is too busy compared with the wool. And I like that these are running this way. I don't think we can change that. I think that's just a... Yeah. And I think I actually like those better than these ones. So that was the chipped. Okay. Let's do a bunch of these. Now, thankfully, we've got enough spruce trees and stuff around now. Yeah, the different textures are nice. I don't know. I've not tried logs in here. Do I have logs? Yeah. That's a mason table. That wouldn't work anyway. Yeah, so it's only planks for chipped. With these ones, though, you can do logs, I think. Nope. Again, only planks. No slabs either. Can I do slabs out of the chisel refabricated stuff? No. Okay, so we're going to take all of the chisel refabricated and turn it back into regular blocks. Chisel. Alright, so I don't need this. And then we decided on... That's the mason table again. This one. Yeah, this is a much more intuitive interface. Dark oak planks, that's regular vanilla. Okay. Oh, we don't actually have a lot of spruce logs. It's unfortunate that we can't use slabs. It's too bad. I mean, I've made the ceiling twice as thick, so that's going to be fine. Yeah, I get kind of not robotic, but I end up going with like a default table when I really should be paying a lot more attention. Yeah, again, pick block doesn't seem to work very well with the chip stuff. All right, we can get rid of that. So I need to chop down a spruce tree. Now I tried to install a new chopping mod, but it doesn't appear to be working. So we're just gonna do that. Looks like we're gonna have to go up a little higher. I tried to get like a whole tree mod where it looked like the tree was getting chopped down, but it didn't seem to work. It's called HT's tree chop, but like I said, like it just didn't take. My axe is gonna die. big tree. Bye-bye, axe. This will be the end of you, I think. Yep. Tuffstein, hello. Welcome in. Oh, I need to change these first. Carpentry block is over here. Eventually I'm going to work these all into their own rooms. I think it'd be cool. We might put a couple of different tables in the same room, like maybe carpentry and masonry in the same room or something like that, but I think that could be kind of fun. So this is going to feel kind of boring. There will be some walls and stuff up here to kind of separate things out, but for now, we could also do carpets and things like that too. So we have a really cool view out this way. I don't exactly know what I want to do for windows. I'd rather get this sorted first. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's an even build, that's why. Oh, the pickaxe is nearly done. Yeah, I think that works. Now, does that leave us enough here? It does? Okay. Whoops. Oh, that's annoying. I need to look up a better backpack. Like mod. Don't like the way that this functions. It's handy to have it, but it's weird. I think I have to have an empty hand. Yeah. Love an idea for making the room for each table. Yeah, the botanist table one will be really good. Maybe we'll put it in a greenhouse or something. Yeah, I have a couple of backpack mods in the pack. I saw another one the other day on YouTube that I thought was good too. What do we have for backpacks? This is the other one. Braid backpack. Inmis is the name of the mod. This is the one that we're using. Cammy's wearable backpacks. There's a couple different backpack mods for fabric. These ones are just bigger, that's why I used them. And I like that you can put them down like a shulker box, but the way that you do it, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'd much rather just like drag it into a slot, you know, but you can't pick it up and put it in your inventory. You have to like do the special pickup thing. I'm gonna need another pick here in a minute. And I need more spruce. Oh, I need to go get saplings. I remembered all on my own. Yeah, the Inmis backpack mod is the one that I used in the previous run through, and that's probably why I didn't want to use it this time around. Spruce. One thing I don't like about this interface is that it'll pull from in here, not just what you've put in here. So you got to be careful when you're crafting stuff in here. It can get a little bit, it can go through your inventory, especially if it's something that you can't change back, like logs. That's, it's tricky that way. Backpack mod you're using now, I think was sold for me when the colors you could have. Yeah, no, the colors are cool. Whoops. I'm not sure what's happening in there. We're going to be doing a ceiling. You can see the different white blocks I've got here, and I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for a ceiling. I do get modern city vibes from our time on the Citadel. Ooh, I did it again. So it's a blank hand and right click. So if you've got an empty inventory slot, that's what it is. Oh, we're going to need that open. Might as well just do another stack. Sure, we'll use it. Because that's too much oak. Feels too like rustic cabin in the ceiling. But I think that's pretty good up here. I'm going to want to back up and see what those windows might look like. I do like the floor to ceiling windows. This is going to have to be another block taller, I think, which might change how how long it is. So the sun's going to come up over there. We might end up extending this a little bit this way. I feel like we might end up with more second floor up here. I'm getting thrown by all these trees that are in the way. But I feel like we might end up with more second floor. Like, I feel like the complex itself, whoops, might extend back this way a little bit. And right now, this is like, it looks like a patio, but I feel like what we might end up doing is like having more like a building here and like a building here. And then we'll move the trees and maybe the tree farm and stuff will just go down there. Yeah, there are some nice choices for glass, and this is what I mean. Like, I don't have Silk Touch, but the chipped glass, we can absolutely work with it and then replace it. So it turns it into like a normal block, which is cool. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't connect. And I found out that our glass panes don't connect either. Our regular glass connects, like a regular glass pane, but these break and disappear just like normal glass without Silk Touch. So that's a little bit tricky. I don't think I like the busyness. I think I'm going to prefer to have a simple pane. The problem, of course, is that the panes that we've selected, like I said, they're going to have this horizontal bar on them, and that I don't know how to fix that. That's going to be like a texture issue. This was the other block that I was thinking about doing up top, and it is black colored tiles from Blockus, but I decided against it. Yeah, the no Silk Touch needed is, I don't know, it's a little OP, but I've also been struggling to get Silk Touch in the game. We've died a number of times and I've still not been able to get to that max enchantment for like a new pick, so. Oh yeah, I like the windows. I like those a lot. We probably won't do 3 windows over there. We're probably just going to do the 1. But I like these. So I'm going to think about another potential ceiling up there. This is going to be a build heavy stream, I think. Yeah, so that needs a bottom. Well, that's just going to be black wool. That's easy. That just goes here. That's why I needed so much black wool. I have enough bamboo now that we can make scaffolding too. It's weird that you can, it'll craft things automatically in here, but then it won't. Oh, wow. Those are cool. Red string spoofer? Don't know what they're for. Scaffolding. That should be fine. We're going to need more black wool. Oh, nighttime. Rofel, hello, welcome back. Good to see you. Hope everyone's having a good day. There's a tweet out there if you want to bring in a couple of friends into the stream. At Joel Duggan on Twitter, just hit the retweet button or quote it and tell everyone that you're enjoying the stream. We are trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to get myself to the point where we can average that coveted 75 to 100 viewers per stream. Right now we're at, the average is 55. It's because my Friday streams tend to be a little bit lighter. And then the weekends will hit Usually 80 to 100. So this is all manual right now, and that's fine. It's actually pretty fast, but I would like to get it to the point where it's automatic. Because I was using all of our coal for smelting, and I thought, that's dumb. Why am I doing that? What I should do is be using bamboo. So I've just been keeping it in here. Also, we get bamboo leaves from the twigs mod, and I don't know what they do. Oh, you can make bamboo thatch with the leaves. That's cool. That is a bright block. Make slabs. You do stairs. Yeah, you can. So you could totally make a thatched roof if you wanted to. Can I strip these? No. That was the twigs mod. Oh, right. We ran into this. There's a crafting confusion between twigs and... I don't think it's Blockus. I think it's Valleycraft? Yeah. I can't get to the stripped bundled bamboo. I have to change the Valleycraft recipe. So this is going to dramatically change how thick this looks. Big screw gun. I know my scaffolding just won't stand up to this. I also don't like that you can't shift on scaffolding without sinking a half block. You gotta pay attention to the mod label so you don't grab regular wool. Pain in the butt. This is where I would want a slab, I think, but we'll go with the full blocks for now. I'm okay with this being a big build, a big complex. Serenint, hello. How are you? Thanks for coming by on your Friday. Why am I just now realizing I didn't have to be jumping this whole time? I should just do wool. Whoops, not wall, wool. Black wool, black wool. Which one is it? This one. think we got all of that? Yes. It's Saturday now. Cool. Where in the world are you, if you don't mind me asking? That's at least 8 hours ahead of me. It's only 5 o'clock here. Which is very weird because the sun is still shining. I mean, I'm happy about that, but it's a weird feeling. The winter in Canada, it's only been recently that we've started to see sun past 4 o'clock, 4:30. All right. That's parts done. I think I wanted to switch this to just be one window. And yeah, I think I'll leave it as kind of like a minimalist thing. You have to do the underside over here. Oh no, we've already done it. It's, yeah, that's done. Ah, here it is. No, it's gonna be covered up. So what I want to check now is if the top of it is feeling too squished, like if it's too chunky. I want it to feel long. Saturday in Australia for Rafael. UTC +7, 4 hours behind Roth. Wow. Yeah, it's a little on the chunk side, so I might want to extend this by a few blocks. I want it to feel a little bit more extended. We'll go at least another window, and then we'll see what that looks like. I'm gonna need more wool though. It's too bad you can't change the colors on that. That would be cool. That should be okay for now. I'm really liking using this Tom Simple storage. Certainly helped a lot. All right, so let's go out here. We'll go at least another window. And we'll see what that looks like. Do the mods feel coherent, or are they a bunch of mods packed together? It's all of Fabric 5, and they've kind of given you a bit of everything. Like there's adventure mods, there's science mods, there's cooking mods, that kind of stuff. The cool thing about things like Croptopia is that like it doesn't matter in the pack. If you're not going to use it, just don't play it, right? I'm not really getting into any of the tech mods just yet. I find the tech mods, you kind of hit a bottleneck until you're at least mid-game in Minecraft. The dark trees behind this, I'm having a hard time figuring out. Silhouette. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might want to push it one more and see what that looks like. I want to try to some stuff in Adorn today too. They've got like stone steps that you can mess with. And that sounds like a cool idea. Whoops. I've also added a few other mods to the pack myself, like Terralith. The link that Cosmic just shared with you is going to explain what's in the pack originally, what I've removed because I don't like it, and then what I've added myself. So let's grab more floor. Some of it's going to be a texture pack as well. Like you'll see my scaffolding has a hole in the middle. I did that in Photoshop, just kind of like retextured the scaffolding just because it makes it so much easier on your eyes going up and down. I was thinking about that. I was lurking on Steven ESC stream last night. He's a friend and a server mate on the Citadel. And he was going up this big chain of scaffolding. And he doesn't have this texture, so I'm going to have to send it to him. Maybe Cosmic will remind me later. Would you ever consider putting together your own mod pack from a collecting of mods that you like? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I like that better. It just seems like it's an awful lot of work and you spend so much time on the back end of it. And I think the problem there is that I'm a bit of a control freak. I shouldn't say control freak. I am detail oriented in most things that I do. And to be at the mercy of mods that are made by someone else that are either almost what I want or, you know, I can see myself wanting a thing and then I'll have to add like an entire mod, like just to get the one block that I want, you know? So that kind of thing might be problematic. I wish I knew enough about writing a mod pack that I would do that. If I ever did like a new single player world, pick block's not working. I would consider using Terralith or a couple of other things like Better End and Better Nether in a different mod pack. Oh, that's the wrong. Whoops. Do this here. Chromerific, hello. Been a little bit since I've seen you in chat. Hope you're doing well. Weirdly, we found a wool texture that we like for our modern house, and so that's what we're up to right now. Here's a trick that I've learned with Digus Maximus. If you cut things off on the edge, then you can just chop them out like that. It's very handy. Now I don't want to do it here because of course there's a big underside that we spent a lot of time working on. Thank you, Cosmic. Yes, I was just thinking that. Let's go down and take a look and see if this is looking better. I miss having Elytra in this playthrough. And I don't know if there's anything that's an alternative to it. There's probably something like a jetpack or whatever, but we're going to eventually have to go to the end and beat the dragon. Yes, we'll just continue off that side. I like the proportions. I might make this a bigger window, but I like it so far. That, or maybe we'll just have 2 thin windows there and then have it stop. That might be the way to go too. And then we'll figure out a glass. The good thing about the chipped mod is that if we change glass into something, we can always change it back. Like it's not the end of the world. There's always alternatives to it. But in the meantime, think about what we want to put on the ceiling. This isn't bad. This is more wool from Chipped. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to go white. I feel like maybe a gray would be nicer, but we have to figure out where we're going to put some lights. I do like the shroom lights that we put over in the sheep farm. These are shroom lights that we put in the botany table, or the botanist table, and they look really cool. I thought I installed better end, but then I realized I'd have to reset better nether, but I think we'd have to reset the nether. So we'll have to go back and get some more shroom lights and stuff. I have another AFK room. So if you're new to the stream, this is about when I take my break. I'm going to be pretty strict with them this time around. I do find that this modded playthrough is giving me a lot of graphic issues. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not straining my eyes. You should too. Take a break. We'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes with more modded Minecraft. See you in just a bit. All right, back we are. Yeah. I didn't build this room very well. There's a to remove this to go up the stairs. It's just temporary anyway. Frey? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I just realized that we haven't really looked at potential doors that we could make. Block a obsidian reinforced door. Stripped bamboo door. Paper door. That's not bad. Twisted door. There's really not much, is there? Really not much. When I say that, and that's provided that door is in the name, I would imagine they would be. What about adorn is the big furniture mod. That all looks like sub-block stuff though, not doors. Yeah, I guess stone door? That's weird. Charred wood door. That might be okay. Or the white oak door. I was hoping that we could paint a door. I think that would be cool. I'm going to be tweaking stuff in my own Minecraft game, but it's really nice to have the stream on for company. Oh, cool. Yeah. Lots of people listen to streams in the background, I think. I usually listen or tune in when I'm like, when I'm having dinner or doing the dishes. Like last night I was lurking on Steven's stream while I was doing the dishes. We need scaffolding. There, and we might be able to get this. Oh, chest. Very, very looming, which is what I wanted. Wanted to feel kind of imposing. Yeah, I like it. So the other thing we have to figure out is what color windows we want to put up there. And I've got a little bit of glass. We should probably smelt some sand. So let's do a couple of stacks of sand. Whoops. So I've got gray stained glass, light gray stained glass, regular glass, and then I've got chipped glass panes. Didn't like the beveled look. And then there's the full blocks. And the full blocks I think are still, they still connect funny. Like they still have the frames around them. Yeah. Now unfortunately, with the panes, you end up with the same patterns, and I feel like we're probably going to go with the regular panes. Did I have any of those? Yes. No border glass. Oh, there's a chisel glass. What happens if we turn that into... Can we do that with chisel? Refabricated, maybe? Maybe that'll be the way around the pane problem. Nope. Glass, no border glass. But this doesn't do panes, so that's unfortunate. Hi, 5415, welcome in. Is that done already? Oh, wow. Did it just not have enough bamboo? I mean, I know bamboo is like not a great smelting. And we might have to hook up the bamboo to automatically fill in. All right, still, that's a decent amount of glass. So if we go to the chipped and we go to the glass, then all of this is fancy, but it doesn't really feel very modern. So there's not a lot that really kind of grabs me as far as the modern look. It's really only these gray ones here in the middle. And it doesn't really tell you which is which. We're probably going to end up using those. So we can go with like maybe a half dozen of each. Oh no, wait. I wanted to see the panes I wanted to see. And I can't do that with regular panes, I don't think. Like, I don't think I can turn these into panes. No. So we've got 8 of those. Let's do 6 of those, 6 of those, and really that's it. Like, I don't see much. It's all the wood types, but it doesn't really help me in my modern design. And then of course we've got just straight up vanilla planks, or vanilla panes. What was the question that you had, Cosmic? So let's just go right along here. We'll fill each one of these in. So it's a problem with the top texture. So that's good. From a distance, we're not going to be able to see it. It's got something to do with the top connected texture. So that's probably a texture pack that needs to be updated. I don't think we're going to go with just white or plain. Because it's on both of these, the bottom and the top. So it's no for that. And then there was light gray as well. That seems to have only half the problem. It was about how efficient bamboo is compared to something like coal. Oh no, it's not very efficient at all. The difference, of course, is that, like, do you remember all that bamboo we chopped down? Like, look, it's pretty much back, right? So like that's the difference, is that you just get it so fast. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to hook up a bamboo farm similar to like a sugarcane farm, and I'm just going to have it be exporting all of its stuff into the furnaces. Like, we'll just have it be auto dumped into the furnaces. The furnaces are probably not going to stay there. My manual furnaces are going to stay there, but the rest of it probably is not. So what did people come up with in terms of ideas for the ceiling? I'm thinking we probably have to go with like a gray wool, I guess. So the one that I like the best is this vanilla gray panes. This isn't bad. And I feel like we can probably use these somewhere, but not in that particular position. Those just feel too vanilla, but I like plain gray and that one. Late game vanilla Minecraft, you're struggling for coal. Oh yeah, no, if you're not using blaze rods, that's what I would use on the Citadel Cosmic is blaze rods. I would go to the blaze farm, stock up on a shulker box full of blaze rods. It doesn't take very long. And you can do it, like you can let the blazes build up and then, you know, vacuum the house or do the dishes or whatever, and then every 20 minutes just like pop in and kill some blaze. So we'll remove this one. And these should be going into my inventory. I'm going to put this somewhere else. Did that fall down? No. I do like it. So maybe we'll leave that kind of like a placeholder here. And then we'll put in these. And I don't have any more of those, and I cannot make any more of those. And these two we don't like, and unfortunately we won't get these back, but it's alright. It's only pains. It's not like it's much. Wither Skeleton Farm is another good one for coal. That's actually good, but you'd be better off going on the Citadel. You'd be better off getting blaze rods. It's a lot faster. I can put some of this away. So I need more. It's light gray. So I need white. And I need black. I don't think I have black dye anywhere. I know we can use some of these with the mortar and pestle. Pretty sure. Oh, no, it's petals, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's do half. And because I have to remember that these panes, you get a lot. 6 blocks gives you 16, so you can actually do quite a few of these. I'm just not going to do the last one because I don't know I don't know if I'm going to fill this in with wool or not. So I'll leave that like that. Out here, I think it would be cool to have what looks like a patio door open. So we'll probably make that panes as well. But now I have to figure out like what patio material I want to put out here. But I guess the roof is next in terms of what we need to do. So we should also look at dyeing some of these sheep dark gray. Do I have, if I can, these guys eat so frequently, I don't know if we're going to be able to actually get wool from these guys. Can we re-dye wool in this pack? No. Nope. We can, however, dye the sheep. And then we can get gray, light gray, and white, depending on RNG. Oh, I should shear those guys before I head back. No! You're not supposed to get out. Where'd you go, little dude? You come back in? Yeah, okay. Crimson Raider 94 is subscribed to Tier 1 for 4 months. Very cool. Thanks very much, Crimson Raider. Glad you're enjoying the streams. Welcome back. For folks in the chat, if you haven't subbed or if you want to participate in the Discord, you can do that with a Tier 1 sub, a Prime Gaming sub, or you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/JoelDuggan, which is the most affordable way. So if you're on a budget, and I think a lot of people are these days, then check out Patreon. They all lead to the same Discord that I share with my Citadel Cafe podcast, and there's over 100 people in the Discord, and it's a lovely little nerdy community. I quite like it. All right, so loom and gray wool. We might be able to see some of these patterns a little bit better. There's one. They don't really show up very well, do they? 2. I only got 3. See, that one could make a good ceiling. This here could be good. That's not bad either. It's a no on that one. I turned them the wrong color. I think that's the one that I liked. I like the dark gray. I think the dark gray is the way to go. I just don't know what version of the texture. I guess we could also check chipped, or the chisel refabricated. Sorry. Or we could check the chipped stone variants. That's another thing we could check too. Doesn't have to be wool. Let's go with cobblestone. And do I have any natural stone? I do. A lot of brick looking stuff. There's one. Yeah, unfortunately they're all the same. Even just one with a border on it would be good. Ooh, that's a no. That's not bad. That's very accessible too. I feel like I might like the dark wool better. Although I like that this looks like kind of like a poured concrete. Feel like too much texture on that one. A little bit too busy. Don't know if it's just the same with the gray color, but it's tough to see the patterns on the blocks. Yes, in the interface, it's really hard. Like really hard to see. You don't know what you're getting until you put it in the world, because this, it's hard to see in here. Especially with the black blocks. Like, actually, the black blocks are a little bit easier to see than the gray. The gray blocks are a little tough. Well, okay. We know this is a no. And same with this one, too busy. So even though this one is about the same, it's got a much lower contrast, which I like. I like that it's kind of got a blue hue to it as well. Oh, we're missing stuff there. I just realized that our ceiling is going to have to double as our patio, perhaps. Maybe it is a good idea that we do that. Let's smelt some cobble. So we don't have silk touch for smooth stone. I do like that smooth transition thing. So we'll just use cobble for now as a placeholder. So let's just say that this was all going to be cobble. Because I want to get the height for this right. I think I'd rather walk straight out. So maybe we don't have to have it be the same material. I think that's where I'm going to put the edge of it. And we could do something cool here with like having like some depth with the build. That would be kind of cool if we had like another row of these planks up here with a cool block underneath here. Probably the dark oak, now that I think about it. And that could be hidden, so that would be fine. Oh. it would not be hidden over here. We'd have to add a block in there. Well, no, it wouldn't be hidden. I probably want to add that dark oak anyway, right? Stripped dark oak. Like, I think I want this in here. Yeah, and then on the top. Am I enjoying building not in medieval? Yes. A lot. I mean, not that medieval's bad. It's just that we've been at that project for such a long time. And then we can. Oh no, that doesn't work. Unless we made the whole thing out of dark oak. Because these are the chisel refabricated planks that I like. That's what we used for the outside. And they do this cool thing when they connect. So I thought that would look cool. But then whatever ceiling block we use is going to be exposed if I want it to be. No. As long as I keep that trim, we can do whatever ceiling block we want. I did it again. So this won't be cobble. And I'm pretty sure that I'd rather this be not a step down. So this can be whatever we want it to be. We could just make it this one spruce plank. I wonder if the other spruce plank would look good inside of that. You think the backpack added a nice touch, right? Unintentional decoration. Does this look terrible? Not really. I was hoping that this would be more of a stone balcony. Like I wanted this to look more like a poured concrete. Maybe that's where we use the smooth stone. But that doesn't look awful. And I bet that it looks pretty good from a distance with the matching, the stuff that we've got this first floor. Using that as a trim up on the black probably looks pretty good. The backup and review platform. Or position. Huh. So whatever we do, I think we have to do it with a wall, not not a full block. And I think we also have to make sure it's not gray. I think it either has to be dark oak or... Yeah, it either has to be dark oak. Maybe even black. We could make it wool. I've kind of shot myself in the foot by having such a funky shape on this first floor. Yeah, I'm thinking like if we have like a different wall, could look good. Like, I'm not sure what we've got for walls. A lot. We have a lot is the answer to that. And I don't know if chipped has any walls. Probably not. Hydrogenics, twigs. Spectraborn. Spectrum, which is a big pain in the butt, so probably not going to go down that road. Skystone. I think I have like just straight up deep slate walls. Yeah. Well, they're a thing in Minecraft anyway. Gray stone brick wall. There's a couple of options. I thought we had more trapdoors too. We don't. Stone trapdoor. Charred trapdoor. The tough wall was nice. I wasn't really paying attention. I think that's gonna be too busy. If we're gonna go gray, then I'd rather it be something stone. Where was the tough wall? Oh yeah. A little bit too much green in it, I think, but yeah. And here I think we can probably maybe double up on this. I'm really tempted to go with just the straight up stone. I'm gonna get more of that and see what that looks like. Is it me or are these on the bottom having like a weird kind of orange hue to them? Let's just do more of this and see what it looks like. And maybe we'll see if there's another one. Nope, I think we're good. I don't know what could go up there. Maybe we'll just put, whoops, bobble up there for now. And then we'll see what this looks like. No, even that's too busy. I think I prefer the subtle wool texture to everything there. The other thing we should look at is what kind of light we want to put up there. I've been messing around with the lanterns. Can't break that down. So there are a bunch of different lanterns. We were using these ones here, but we don't have to stick with those. There's also a bunch of other light blocks that we can change. So we can do that one. These were also cool. I think we can put these on the walls. No. Oh, those aren't cool at all. Never mind. But these ones, I think we can like recess them into the floor. Well, that doesn't look good at all. Never mind. Okay, so good idea, bad idea. We're gonna switch those back. I love that you can just switch them back. No problem, right? No, it's like other light blocks. So do I have glowstone? I've got glowstone, glow ink sacks, glow sticks. I don't think I have any more shroom lights. Oh, I do. These are the botanist table. I don't know where we put the glowstone. Stone, so maybe the mason table? Nope. Gilded blackstone. I don't know that any of those... This looks cool. Glowstone. I wonder if it's the glass table. Nope. Alright. Which... Best guess, chat. Which table? Botanist, glassblower, carpenter table, loom, mason's table, alchemy bench, mechanist's workshop. Let's try this. I guess it's the alchemy bench? I know the botanist is where you do the shroom lights, which I thought was fun and made sense, right? They still retain a lot of their orange. So I don't think we'll do much with these. I don't think this is going to look good. Yeah, a little bit too orangey. I'm looking for something more neutral. Or maybe yellow. Alright, so we have to do the one table we don't have yet, which is the alchemy bench. Woof. That's not cheap. Enchanting table and brewing stand. We have the brewing stand. Got a book. Oh, that's a spell book. I just need a book. Obsidian. And diamonds. So this is the last table, I think. The wool is a nicer color too. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is an expensive table. I wonder what it does. And it's a little bit too fancy for me. Ask me, alchemy bench. Well, that's where you put the glowstone. So that's cool. This is what I wanted to check out. Oh, it's got a face on it. I didn't realize it had a face on it. I totally didn't see that at that scale. Whoops. Let's try that one and that one. That one too. That's probably about it. That's got a face on it as well. Oh, no silk touch. Oh no, that worked fine. I like this one the best. Yeah, out of all those, I think they still make a funny noise. Shroom lights. Put some stuff away. Let's go with those for now. Which one was that? It's got kind of like a round thing. This one. That could be cool too. But we're more than likely going to go with this one. A little bit too yellow still. Yep. So far, best option. We don't have sea lanterns. I wish we did, because if you look, these would be pretty cool. I think that one specifically would be awesome. And then there really aren't any other light blocks that I can think of. Like, you'd have to know what they're called. But there's no, like... There's a few different things, but like they're all paper lanterns. Yeah, there's not really much for modern lighting. What's that? Yeah, and a lot of it is going to be, a lot of the glowy stuff is in the end. Oh, that's pretty cool. Lantern from Blockus. A lantern with 4 ingots or 4 nuggets around it. Try one of those somewhere too. This is just going to be like a gray bottom. I don't think we're going to see. Yeah, so that would be a way to light it without actually lighting it. With like a visual light. It's animated quite nicely though. Well, a little bit repetitive. N-wise were N-rods. Oh, I never thought about N-rods. Very, very little. Very, very little. Blaze mesh. Blaze quartz. Blaze lantern. Very yellow. You can do all the soulfire lanterns if I wanted to make them blue. But we're looking at the bottom of them. Soul crate. Yeah, not much. Rido T6X, hello. Welcome in. We're just getting white sheep now. Aren't they supposed to make like different gray colors and stuff? Oh, there we go. I feel like these guys have gotten like an off color, even though they're white. White wool, they don't look like they're... Wonder if that's just a weird lighting thing. Really have to sort out this farm. Alright, let's do all 7 of these as the one that we want. Now this, I actually have to lean into my monitor. I think that's the right one. I don't know. I think I might like the stone. We could try deep slate too. Because we've got polished deep slate, regular deep slate. We've got oh, that's all stone cutter stuff. Could do deep slate circle pavement. I don't know what that is. Tiles would be too busy. Polished, we've got deep slate pillar. Too busy. Also busy. Probably not this one. Yeah. That's a no on those. Time for a break, says Cosmic. Break number 2. You are correct. I agree. Because I'm actually really stumped on what to do for the ceiling here. I don't think cobble deep slate is going to look good, but we might as well give it a shot. No. I'm having second thoughts about this wool. What if we switched it to the other kind of wool? It's a little bit too busy still. I wonder. Been staring at me in the face the whole time. You know, we might end up going with regular Minecraft stone. If you're new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. It is about that time. I've got a little AFK room over here. So I'm going to be stepping away for a few minutes. You should too. Get a snack, refresh your drink, and we'll be back with more modded Minecraft in just a few minutes. All right. I need to put a bed in there at some point. Yeah, that alchemy table is really busy, isn't it? I'm not sure what else you'd put in the alchemy table. Everything is very stony. Maybe the gilded stone, but don't know. That's all the botanist stuff. I didn't even see these. Those are cool. The brown mushroom blocks. All the white speckles on them. You could do some really cool, like, custom, like, mushroom forest stuff with the chip mod. Look at all the different speckles you could put on your red mushroom. I bet they look really good together too. Alchemy might be cobwebs. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. It doesn't tell you. Like, this is the thing that I find hard. It doesn't actually let you know. Well, I think we're down to the stones. Like, that's probably about where we are. Couple things that I don't want. Oh, that's not going to stay there. We're definitely no on all of this stuff. Basalt is the other one that I should test, because I forgot that we've got a bunch of different basalt textures that we could probably mess around with blockus and stuff. Do I have any basalt? I do. Huh. Well, none of those look like they would work well anyway. The basalt pillar's probably too much. That's deep slate anyway. Polished basalt bricks. That's going to be too busy. And that doesn't do... Polished basalt pillar. Oh, that was deep slate. Polished basalt. Oh, because it's from a different mod. Wow. Busy. I forgot about this too. All very busy. I keep on forgetting that Valleycraft actually has blocks in it. It's not many. Smooth stone. Oh, I don't think I have any left. We might be able to get a variation on smooth stone. I should check this. See if vanilla stone, more vanilla textures. A little bit too light, I think. This is just me. I'm literally throwing spaghetti at the ceiling. is what I'm doing during this stream. Tough has got cool things. Again, probably too green. Yeah. Promenade. That's a really good question. A really good question, Cosmic. Promenade. It looks to be all kind of like weird colors. So not uncool, but just not what I'm looking for. Blue Knight might be okay. I don't think we've ever come across that. I don't know where it would be. We've got Blue Stone from Blockus. It's a little bit too blue. Blockus tends to like this. Yeah, still a little bit on the blue side. The more that I see the grays, the more I like. The more I'm caught between these blocks here. So I think our top choices are this smooth stone, this wool, and then this stone here. Better late than never, says Skull Daisy Gimp. Finally made a stream. No idea what I'm looking at though. We're looking at the ceiling, and we're trying to decide which blocks we like. So far, we're down to like the stone, this wool, regular vanilla stone. I don't like that. I don't think. Definitely not the blue. Not that. Not that. Definitely not cobble. We had another stone variant we wanted to try though, and that was in Valleycraft. I think the problem with Valleycraft is that the recipes conflict. Stone Cutter, Smooth Stone, Valleycraft. Heavy Stone Bricks, Architect's Palette. Smooth Stone, Valleycraft. Okay, so they do all show up. That's cool. Let's try one of those, and one of those. They are probably all very similar. Yeah, the Valleycraft one is real close to the Blockus one. So like that's Valleycraft and that's Architect's Palette. I forgot to check Architect's Palette. I need to like have a short list of the actual block mods. The Architect's Palette doesn't really change much. You can smelt those to crack them. They don't offer you as many different colors as you think they would. And some of them are really useless. There's a couple of cool blocks in the mod, but the trailer is misleading. Makes it look a lot cooler than it actually is. Heavy cracked stone bricks. Let's try that. What I like about using bamboo for fuel is that if you're only smelting a few things, you're not wasting coal. You're not wasting any resources. Cosmic Dancer gifted a tier 1 sub to Skull Daisy Gimp. 157 subs. Wow, we're coming up on that 200 sub goal for February. That's awesome. Oh, that reminds me. I've been meaning to put this in the Discord. There is a server tour of the Citadel happening this Sunday, which I believe is February 13th. Usually my stream time is 1 p.m. Atlantic. That's UTC -4. This stream is going to start at 12. It's going to start early because Alistair has got something to do later. So Alistair and I, this Sunday at 12 noon Atlantic, that's 11 a.m. Eastern in the States, UTC -4, figured out. We're going to be touring my builds on the Citadel. So that's going to be great. We've got some stuff to work out audio-wise before then, but so far it looks like it's a solid day. Let's just see what these look like. Probably too busy. Not bad. Smooth Stone Valleycraft or Heavy Stone. I think the Heavy Stone is kind of winning out for me. Yeah, I like the Heavy Stone. What do we think? I'll make a couple more of the Valleycraft ones. Now, once you make it, you're stuck with it, which is a pain in the butt. I can turn these back into smooth stone. No, I didn't see that. Oh, too dark. Nessie, also, welcome in. Good to see you again. I mean, that's real close, but for me, the Heavy Stone from the architects tends to win out. So yeah, let's go with that. Decision made. See if we can get this actually built. So I need more stone. And some of this stuff I can turn back into smooth stone. And then turn this into heavy stone. It's a little bit busy with these windows, but those windows are going to go away, so that's fine. I should also think about what's going to go in that space outside. I think it's going to be the spruce from Chisel Refabricated. Oh wait, that's the that can probably just be black wool, you know? That's what we wanted to do as a wall. For now, though, we can probably just do the black wool. Let's see what that looks like. Chromerific, take it easy. Thanks for hanging out for the day. Really appreciate it. Glad you had a good one. We're at that stage in Minecraft where we're smelting cobblestone to mix natural stone. You see in there? You can. I'm glad we didn't spend a lot of time getting extra wool. That would have been a pain in the butt. I need to do more this. I mean, it's not like I don't have a ton of it, so. Not terribly convinced that I like this log here. If that's the case, we'd have to change that to something. We'll leave it like that for a bit and see what I end up liking about it. Move this. Put that there for now. it might need something, but it might not be a log. Like we might go in there with maybe a plank or something. That might work better. Master Crunchy, Friday is good. I cleaned like almost my entire apartment today. I think the only thing I didn't get to is the bathroom, and I can do that this weekend. But like everything, vacuuming, I was dishes, I did dusting and like everything. So I don't have to do it at all this weekend. It's great. And then worked out and had lunch, and here we sit. I mean, we've been here for a while, so we've been streaming for a while, but it was nice to get all that stuff out of the way. Yeah, I spent the day adulting. I don't mind the cleaning stuff because I feel very satisfied when it's done. The adulting that drives me nuts is like the not fun stuff about work, like mountains of email, bookkeeping. I like a little bit of good bookkeeping sometime, but most of the time it's tedious. How much is one harvest? Like 3.5 stacks? We'll get there. Smooth stone, cobblestone. Oh, windows down here. I imagine we probably want to go with the same sort of thing. Same sort of like vanilla gray vibe. I don't like how busy everything else is. Whoops. Gotta be careful because this stuff we don't get back. That's good. I'm glad you had a good Friday. I don't mind the idea of having some stuff along the bottom. I wonder if glass, it was these ones. I thought we had a different pane that we liked. I must have taken them down. Oh, there it is there. Yeah, that one. So the nice thing about the chip mod is that, of course, you get your glass panes back. They're still just as loud and piercing. It's probably time to get rid of these flower pots, too. They're cool looking, but... Alright, let's go with... 3... I don't think I like those ones. I like the ones that are not so busy. Try those, and then the other ones were these ones. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could make some more glass. I'm also at that weird stage when I don't have silk touch, so glass is like a... It's not like it's scarce, it's just a pain in the butt in terms of a commodity. It sort of looks like a railing. I wanted it to look like a separate window, but because they don't connect, it looks like a railing. Coming up in 30 minutes, raid suggestions are Bruno Denoy, Cub Fan, playing not a Minecraft game? What's Cub Fan playing? He's normally doing speedruns. Yeah, I don't like how transparent those are because they're not tinted. I mean, we could tint them, I guess. That is boring. I really wish I could do like vertical windows but not have them connect horizontally, but the glass mods, they add all this stuff, but then they don't do the most simple thing, which is to have borders on the vertical sides but not on the top and the bottom. You know? I don't know why they do that. Let's go in here. Glass pane, glass pane, glass pane. Those are not... I want gray glass pane. Guess that one? It's called 80 Days, text-based choose your own adventure. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't imagine the crowd here is looking for that kind of thing, so. We can raid Bruno. We haven't raided Bruno in a while. Hope folks are ready. What's Bruno doing? Bingo? Usually playing bingo. Around the world in 80 days. Oh, interesting. I think I like the stained glass pane better. I still feel like it looks weird. It's not... I mean, if I was designing this, I would want just like a border right there. But like this kind of a thicker border. And just have like a big pin window and a small window. That's what I would want. Not entirely sure those window positions are the best anyway. I mean, I'd be up for it if people want to vote on it. If there's enough people in the chat that want to decide, we can run a small poll for like a minute, maybe 2. Do I have anything else I need to place up here? Yes, lots of wool. I feel like this should be one big window. No, I like the floor-to-ceiling windows are good. It's a very text-based game. Yeah, I think maybe we can just... I mean, if there's other family-friendly Minecraft streamers, then I'd be happy to pass people on to that too. Someone new. This is the most fun of having the storage system, is just being able to just dump all the stuff that you don't need into it. So we still don't have a roof on this, but we're doing pretty well. I probably don't need 32 of these. After all of that, finally have... I guess I could also make a pattern out of it if I wanted it to. Yeah, this makes this feel off-center. So we're going to remove that. The poll is up. Who are we going to raid? I guess you'd have to know who the person is. So that's probably not going to stay there. I like the look of this outside space, though. We might change this to be more of a patio. Like a stone patio. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did it. Did I know that that was going to be an even number? I don't know why I did it that way. Viral Porpoise 51. I've watched a few of their streams, but she seems lovely. Part of the Halcyon Heights crew with Aldebar. Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Especially if it's more like Minecraft. Like, I think that's probably a good chill stream to pass everybody onto. So let's do that. Well, folks, I think this is where I am gonna pass you on. We did a fair amount today. We had a lot of building done, and setting up that sheep farm was a smart call for me. But I'm quite happy with the way that this is going. I'm glad that we extended it. I'm glad that we got the outside of it kind of like pushed over. I do want to move the tree farm so that when you look up at this thing, it very much takes over the skyline. The trees right now kind of mess around and have it not look quite the way that I want it to. But if you've enjoyed this, please leave a follow. We're going to, of course, pass you on to another Minecrafter. And that is Viral Porpoise 51. But you can come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, sorry, 1 o'clock Atlantic. That is my normal stream time on Saturday. Don't forget that we're going to be going early on Sunday. That's 12 p.m. Atlantic. UTC -4 for the Citadel tour. Tomorrow we will be on the Citadel. We're not going to be playing modded tomorrow. We're going to be building some more cool stuff in the medieval city. Check out the Spawn Chunks podcast. Check out the Citadel Cafe podcast. They're both free. You can do that at the respective websites. And of course, check out the Patreon page. That's one of the best ways to support the stream. And of course, thank you to everyone that supported me here today on Twitch with tier subs, that kind of stuff. Really appreciate it. We're going to raid Viral Porpoise. Hang on to your nuggets. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.